Hey everybody, Kelly here. So, another week of Stitchmania. I got 1 week left. I'm going to have all my kits made up for cross stitch, and then I'll be back to making my quilts. So as you can see behind me, I still haven't got this one finished. But, it's kind of one of those things where I need to get my table back so that I can finish this quilt. So I have a whole bunch of stuff. If you could only see behind you, I have so many projects kitted up that I wanted to make bags for, and I have a lot of scraps to be able to make those bags, and so I kind of already had it out on my table, so I made that my priority over getting this quilt finished. But I shouldn't say it that way. Like, I didn't really make it my priority, but it's like I need to get this stuff out of the way in order to do that. And so I could either just spend the time piling it all up and putting it aside, and then working on the quilt, and then trying to figure out what I had intended in the first place. Like, I had already spent time organizing all of that and setting it out on the tables to do. And so rather than, gathering it all up and then having to figure out again what bags I wanted for what, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and use this time to do that, and then I will get to working on the quilt still. So, fingers crossed, maybe next week, but I think I said that last week, and the week before, and the week before that, and so, but I'm going to get caught up. I've got a couple days vacation coming up, so, yeah, let's hope. Alright, so, what did I put together for Stitchmania this week? Alright, first thing I have, well, okay, so actually, before I show some of the kits that I started doing this week, let me show some of those bags that I got done. So, last week I had some Halloween stitches in my Stitchmania. So this week I actually went through and went through some scraps that I had, found some Halloween scraps, or Lori Holt, not scraps. Lori Holt was actually a canvas, home decorator weight canvas panel. I don't have those bags with me right now. You might be able to see them. Nah, I don't think you can. But so those ones I'll show as I show some of the particular stitches later on. But these couple of bags were actually from Mad Masquerade by J. Wecker Frisch. So I had some scraps left from her fabric line and that I used to make a quilt. And I had a panel left from some of her from her line. And so I took some of the panels and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make some bags. They're pretty scrappy. I just added whatever fabric I had to kind of make it a little bit bigger. And I'm not a real bag maker, so yeah, I did okay for me. So got, I bought the zippers that you can get by like 3-yard lengths, something like that. Like you buy a whole roll and you get the zipper pulls separately. So I bought that, and I bought it in a rainbow color. So it doesn't necessarily go with this bag really well, but it's what I had. So I went ahead and used it. And so I've got the bird on one side. Oops, and I got some threads actually. And then the kind of a mask type image there. And so my zipper, I'm not a bag maker, so like I just did the basic lining. It's not real great, like you can see my batting there, etc. But I just used some scraps for the inside too, and I didn't really know how to do the zipper really well, so it's not perfect, but it's okay for me. So yeah, so with more practice, I will probably be a better bag maker, but right now I'm just kind of so-so. Sorry, I was talking while my head was down. I gotta gotta remember not to do that. So I liked this one, like the Halloweenness to it, so, and scrappy, but still kind of cutesy. And again, same zipper, and same orange on the inside. And what pattern did I put in there? I think I put the Quilted Witch in that one. I could have used some Lori Holt fabric for that, but I like the Halloween theme, so. And then this one, I really like this one. So I forget what the character name. I don't think it had a specific name for her characters on this line, but anyhow, Queen of Ween, I think that's what it was. And so like that one, and then I like this side here too. And to me, this one doesn't really, it does, I mean, it is Halloween, and it will say Halloween to me, but it doesn't necessarily scream Halloween. And so if I had something that, you know, if it makes sense to me, I'll put it in there. I think I have some Halloween stitches in there right now, but nothing too, yeah. So, anyhow, those couple of bags I got done and out of the way, and then I still have some other projects or some other cross-stitch kits that I've made up already that I want to do the bag for. So I'm going to hopefully get those done over the next couple of days, and then I'll be able to work on this quilt here. Alright, so what did I kit up this week? Let me go ahead and start with this one right here, which I did on Monday. So, let me show you the bag first of all. So this is kind of a neat one. It's not like super cutesy or anything like that, but I actually got the panels from Lori Holt's bag projects. It was a canvas panel called Zippy Bags 1 and 2. And so on that panel, they had the instructions. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to use the instructions and make a little bag out of just the instructions. So it's literally just a little red zipper and just a cute little utilitarian type bag. So it's not beautiful or anything like that, but it's better than putting this into a landfill. So, alright. For that particular bag, I'm going to put in the Quilter's Cottage. And for that one, I actually have this fabric. It's the Vintage Cloth Lori Holt fabric in 10 count. So it's got gigantic holes. But that's actually what the pattern calls for, 10 count vintage cloth. And it's to be done in an 18 by 18 inch, yeah, her sample was stitched on 10 count burlap, 18 by 18 inch. And this is actually, I hope that's, yeah, 10 count, 18 by 18. So, got that there. And then I have her pattern Flea Market Baskets. And so that I actually pulled an Ada cloth that is, or a 28 count even weave ivory. So I'm just going to do that on that. I think it's a pretty good color for it. So yeah, I'm going to put both of those into this bag, and I will be ready to get started on that pretty soon. Sorry, it'll take me just a second to put it in the bag here, and then I can help myself stay organized. And I got all the flosses for both of those. Oh, that's for the one underneath here. I got all the flosses for both of those. Just put that in there. They're not on floss drops yet. I will continue to work on that as I actually pull each project out and work on it. So, all right, Tuesday. Tuesday's project was a sampler by the Sampler Company, designer Brenda Keys. And it's called, well, it's actually called The Good Shepherd, designed by Brenda Keys. And so I just really liked that one. It's, yeah, I just love those little sheep. And so it was done on 28 count casual linen mushroom. But I am going to use a 28 count sandstone by Witchelt. So hopefully that will work well. It's funny, they even have a skill level on here for beginners, so okay. So that one I will make a bag for. Yeah, I'm going to make a bag for this one, and the next one, I'm going to make a bag for it as well. And it is Mary Jane Fry, 1861. So this, I believe, is a free pattern by the Solitary Stitcher. Amanda Rowe, the Solitary Stitcher. And I can't remember exactly where I downloaded this from, but I think if you just go online and type in the Solitary Stitcher, that it will probably pull up. And so, yeah, it doesn't say what year she did this, but the reproduction. But Mary Jane Fry, 1861. It is, let's see, what was it on? I don't think she said what cloth she used. But it's like 12.9 by 18.9. And she didn't say what count she used on this. So, I think there's a lot more instructions to it. I just printed off the basics of what I needed for the chart. So, anyhow, I am going to stitch this one on this 22 count. I don't know. I don't really know what color I would call that. It's a Cosmo linen, so, or Cosmo cloth. So it was a flash sale one through Fat Quarter Shop. So, but yeah, 22 count. It actually seems kind of large for a 22 count, but anyhow. So that one I'll work on. And for those two samplers, I actually am going to make up 2 bags using the, let's see, Threads That Bind panels from Blackbird Designs. So this would be one panel right here is mostly the alphabet samplers. And then another panel, I have this in actually 2 different colors. So I have the beige and let me, it should be, I think it's plum color actually. And so it has ships and alphabet and houses, I believe, somewhere on one of these. Maybe not, maybe it's just ships and alphabet. And little poem, where'er I go, or land, or foam, I always think of home, sweet home. And a breath of romance clings to the old ship. Yep, so those 2 little poems on there. And I just think those are really cool. I have a jelly roll and a jolly bar in this same fabric line by Blackbird Designs. And so I thought, you know what, I don't need all of all three of these panels for a quilt. So I'm going to use a portion of these 3 panels to make a couple of bags. And so possibly more on that next week. Probably coming further down the line. But I especially like this colored one. I just think that's really cool. So, and especially to go with some sampler cross stitches. Okay. So that was, what were my dates? Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then we came to 24th, 25th, and tomorrow, is tomorrow the 26th, I think. But anyhow, so being around the 25th of the month, I thought, you know what, let's do some of the Christmas stitches and let's kit them up. So, I have Geppettos by Little House Needleworks. I think that little toy shop is just the cutest thing. And it says, in the land of toys, every day except Sunday is Saturday. So I thought that was really cool. So I went ahead and got the flosses together for that one. And I think I am going to, stitch this one on this 28 count Monaco even weave and antique white. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a 20 by 24 piece, and so I won't need nearly that much. So this was actually stitched on 30 count Confederate gray from Weeks Dye Works, and it was 14 5/8 by 12.5 inches high. So on a 30 count, on 28 count, it'll probably be more like 16 by 14, something like that, 16 by 14. So 20 by 24 should give me plenty of extra. Alright, so that one, and then actual Christmas, a whole bunch of Christmas stitching in this little bag that I got from Fat Quarter Shop. And I've even got my little needle minder sticking on there, so. And a little candy cane. Alright. So this bag's got a bunch of little stitches in it. And some of it was already previously kitted up. So I got this after Christmas. And it is from the Stitch Quarterly cross stitch subscription from Fat Quarter Shop. It's Lady Claus cross stitch pattern. It has the little Lady Claus needle minder in there as well, and the called for flosses and fabric. So, kit already done on that one. That was easy. And it was on a flash sale, so it was inexpensive. Or less expensive, I should say. Inexpensive would be good. Okay, so this is all my flosses for all the rest of the projects that are in this bag. So that's quite a few. Luckily I had most of them already, so. And I think, because this is a lot of smaller stitches, there'll be a lot of this left as well. A Stitching with the Housewives one. So you saw last week I kitted up several Stitching with the Housewives charts. But I wanted to put this one in my Christmas bag, so it's Here Comes Santa Claus. Its finish size on 28 count black even weave is 7 by 8. However, well, actually it'll still be 7 by 8 because I believe they did 2 over 2. I'm going to do 1 over 1 or 2 over 1 in 14 count Ada that I already had on hand. So I don't love, I don't love the 14 count quite as much anymore, but I have a bunch of it left, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. So that'll be very cute there. And then, I love this one. From Cottage Garden. It's called the Reindeer. And this model was stitched on 40 count Mirage linen by Picture This Plus. But I think, and don't quote me on this, I've got this pulled aside. I think I'm going to use this Artiste 25 count Lugana from Zweigart. But I have some fabric that I just dyed that I actually think is going to be a really cute blue, like a light blue, dark blue, like a really cute kind of modeling to it. And so I may use that instead. But that's kind of what I was thinking that I had in my stash that I might use. So, alright, and then I have another one from Cottage Garden called Santa's House. I saw several floss tubers show this one, and so I saw it on a flash sale and I grabbed it. So I really like that. Very pretty, and I'm thinking that I will do that one on a 32 count Murano by Zweigart, and it's I think the color name is Ice. So I really liked that, and think that'll be very cute. Alright, then I have some free patterns. So this one's called Christmas Time by Fat Quarter Shop. It was a mystery stitch along in 2022. I never actually did that, or I didn't know of it at the time, I guess. I think I was doing a lot of quilting and just didn't really pay attention to the cross stitch as much. So got that pattern, and a tiny one from Heart and Hand called A Merry Little Christmas. It's just a cutesy little ornament type stitch. Yeah, so most of the rest of, so this is Happy Snowman by Shepherd's Bush. These are free patterns, so I can show the chart. But yeah, Shepherd's Bush, Happy Snowman. Another Shepherd's Bush was Happy Christmas to All. And I just think that's going to be cute. So, little bird and, yeah, a little stitch there. So, Modern Folk Embroidery has a free pattern also that I printed out to the chart to. I'm thinking I might do that. It's kind of, it's actually, that picture actually shows it with different, two different styles. Like the motifs are done in, okay. So actually this was the free pattern, was the tree. And then, that's funny, because I think that tree is actually just this little portion of this picture here. Yeah, it is. It's just this little portion right here of that picture. So, I'm not sure if the other patterns were maybe paid patterns for the other ones, but anyhow. So, I have those free items in this bag as well, and I dyed some of my own 22 count even weave, and so I'm not sure if you can see this really well. Let me try to put something behind it so you can see the little slight bit of modeling on that for dyeing. Yeah. So that one I will fold up and put into this bag as well. It might actually still be a little bit wet, so I'm going to actually leave it out for now. But I also dyed up this little piece right here. I think it's turned out well for an Easter stitch next year. So it's got some purple and some yellow, but kind of a browny tone to the yellow, so I like that. It's drying right now, but I actually have a blue one that I think I mentioned that. I have a blue one that I think is going to be, I'm going to like that better than this blue right here. It's called Steel Blue. But I do like that. I'm just not sure that I like it for the reindeer as well as I probably should. So, alright, let me put all this back in the bag before I get it mixed up. So, this kit is pretty much already good to go. I've got needles and scissors in there, and so I just need to get a hoop in there, and I'm good to go on that one. Don't need to make a bag. And good. Yay. Oh, I forgot. On Geppetto's, don't need to make a bag on that one either because I already did one. So this was another one that I had a panel that, or portions of a panel. I'd used part of it already, and so I still had some scraps. And so just went ahead and sewed that up, and I'm good to go on that. Just need to get my hoop and needle because I got my flosses right there, so that one will be good. I have one more for this week. I have already gone ahead and pulled tomorrow's kit for Sunday. Then next week I will have one more week of Stitchmania from the last few days of May. Don't think I'll have anything else for you, even though we're already into June and I should maybe come up with something else. But yeah, I think I'm still going to be finishing kits, and I may have a cross stitch to show at that point because Hathaway Stitchers are supposed to be doing their reveal from the Garden of Zig project by Ink Circles. They're supposed to be doing their reveal, I think, on May 31st. That was the deadline that was kind of originally set, but I'm not 100% sure that that's what they're going to do. And they were supposed to be setting up like a Zoom call, so if I find out any more details on that, I will put them in the description box below. But right now, I'm anticipating that I'll be able to show my progress on that project next week. I'm not going to have it finished by the 31st. That's just a given at this point. And whether or not I'll have it finished as far as I'm going to finish it, or whether or not I'll have it to a good point and I will keep working on it later in the year, I'm not real sure right now. So I think I talked about that last week, so that's enough about that. But anyhow, so the next thing that I kitted up for, like I said, I've got myself a day ahead. First of all, I actually need to make one more Christmas bag, so I've got another couple of pieces to a panel. The little truck coming and going, and just some scraps to go with that. Mostly black. Figure I'll probably just sew black around the outside of it and put a zipper in. But anyhow, so I've got that bag to make up, and then I have the North Pole Chamber of Commerce by it was Sue Hillis Designs. And so let's see, models were stitched on 16/32 count, or 16/30. I must have been on either 16 or 32 count fabric, 2 strands of floss for the cross stitches. Yeah, so I am actually going to stitch this on a 22 count, and I'm thinking in gray rather than, this is more of a beige, but I'm thinking that the gray will work nicely, hopefully. If not, I actually, you know what? I think I set that there, but I think I changed my mind already and forgot to throw that somewhere else. So I think I decided that I was going to use this 28 count Monaco even weave. I don't see a color on it. Yeah, I don't see a color on it, but I would, it's a beige. It's a beige. But honestly, that's what most of the colors are to some people that you ask. It's beige. It's brown. It's beige. Like, no, it's antique white. No, it's this. No, it's that. No, it's sandstone. No, it's... Yeah, anyhow. So yeah, so those 2 charts right there. And... or 3 of them, actually. Sorry, I forgot about the paddle. Just doing the... so it's really just this portion of this stitch here. But, I really like those, and can't wait to work on those. Yep, so, like I said, I'll be making the bag this weekend. But, in the meantime, that's kitted up as well. And ready to go as soon as I got the bag. Okay, one last thing for this week. So, I was watching Floss Bossin Cousins. Well, I've been watching Floss Bossin Cousins. They're pretty, they're funny. They're cute. I love their interaction too. Wish I had somebody else to stitch with at times. But anyhow, I was watching Floss Bossin Cousins, and they had a big, huge giveaway the other day. So, well, a couple weeks ago now, I think at this point. So I went ahead and commented, and I actually won the Tree of Life sampler. So this is a pattern by With Thy Needle and Thread, which is, I believe, Brenda Gervais. And so I got the chart already, and I got a nice little card from Floss Bossin Cousins. And so now I've got the chart, and I expect that this will be in next week's kitting up. So, although I'm not real sure if I'm going to do the called for colors or not. I just, I don't know, it seems very pale to me, but maybe I will throw some other threads in there just to do some tests and find out. There's a lot of pink and a lot of pale, almost kind of more purple than gray. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. It's very pretty, but it might be a little lighter than what I would normally go for. So, but yeah, we'll see on that next week. Okay, well, anyhow, and I want to say a big, huge thank you to them for doing the giveaway and for letting me get. I love it, love it, love it. All right, so you can tell I'm really, really tired. It's like 4:30 in the morning, and I just got home. So, yeah. I believe I will be sleeping all day today when I should be out tying up blackberry canes and planting plants and getting a garden started and weeding and all the things. I will probably be sleeping, and then when everybody else will be sleeping, I will probably be up finishing making bags and working on a quilt. Alright, either that or I'll be sleeping some more. Anyhow. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.